Camry is an early success, and the reaction has been spectacular to this great new car. As you know, it's in a segment that's declining, but it's given the segment a much-needed shot in the arm. And we're very excited that Camry is a finalist for the coveted North American Car of the Year award, and we're hoping for great news in January. Many of our products are doing extremely well, and interest continues to be white hot for our truck and SUV lineup. We can't build enough RAVs, Highlanders, and Tacomas to satisfy the demand. RAV4 sales have been so incredible that it's going to surpass Camry as our best-selling vehicle in our lineup. If you were in LA last week, you saw us take the wraps off of the exciting new concept, the FTAC, which is aimed at consumers who enjoy an active lifestyle, particularly those who love the great outdoors. Lastly, in NASCAR, just 2 weeks ago, our Camry driver, Martin Truex Jr., won the 2017 Monster Energy Cup with Kyle Busch as a close second. With the win, we captured our second Manufacturers' Championship in the series, and Team Toyota captured an amazing 16 victories this season. On the NASCAR truck side, 22-year-old racer Christopher Bell won the Camping Truck World Series Drivers' Championship, and we're already counting down to the new season starting in Daytona in February. And with that, it's been a great year for Toyota. Thank you so much for your time. I'd like to turn it over to the Vice President of Sales for Lexus, Andrew Gilliland.
Thanks, David. I'll be very brief with my comments. First of all, it's good to be back in Detroit. I spent about 6 years in the Cincinnati region as the general manager, so I've spent quite a bit of time here in Detroit. So it's always a pleasure to be here. For Lexus, it's been a tremendous year. Start off a little soft as we tried to balance to, I think, what most manufacturers were dealing with, which was a drastic change to CUVs and light trucks. So as we progress through the year, it looks like we'll be off just a couple percentage points, but we've gotten our inventory squared away. I think we're meeting market demand. I think most exciting, anybody raised, did you see the LS outside? Yeah, okay, that car is probably the most exciting thing that we have right now. Just a tremendous vehicle, and I think it harkens back to the original LS400 in terms of what it's going to do in the industry, in terms of technology, drivability. We're very, very excited. So if you can get a chance to kind of crawl through it, make sure you do. Also, the all-new LC this past year we launched, I think, to most of the folks here that have had a chance to drive it, it's pointing to a different direction for Lexus, and that is this emotional connection and excitement of driving, which Akio Toyota has talked about at length. So very excited about that. RX-L third row, which we launched in Los Angeles for those of you that were there, very well received, and honestly, we needed a third row. So we're very happy to have that vehicle. It'll produce incremental volume for us as we move forward. And then I think last but not least, if you're at the Detroit Auto Show, you're going to see a very exciting vehicle, a CUV. We teased it earlier this week, so stay tuned and look forward to seeing you at the Detroit Auto Show. So this time I'd like to bring up Bob Carter to finish this up. Bob?
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. It's Kurt McAllister reminded me this is the 5th year that we put together this gathering, so we really appreciate your time. You know, every year that we get together, I try to give you just a brief perspective and a little bit of news, so that's what I'll try to do this afternoon. I guess the perspective is, and I feel this to my core, I was just discussing this too with Mr. Crane. This is a wonderful time to be in the e-automobile business. If you go back, and we all remember what the early in the decade brought us, but the industry through 2016 has just experienced 17 years of consecutive, 7 years of consecutive growth. That has never happened in a 100-year history of the automobile business. 2016 ended at 17.5 million. The market continues to be very good. And while the market may relax a little bit, we are pacing this year's industry at a 17.2 million industry. So while it's down a little bit off the peak of 2016, this will be the 3rd consecutive year the industry has crossed 17 million. Again, never happened before. But as we look into the future and we look at the North American and specifically the US economy, and I'm not going to give you the macroeconomics, but we're very bullish on what's happening in the overall economy. So we're looking out the next 2 to 3 years. We see a very good environment for 2018 and 2019. Actually, we're looking at the next 2 years being in the very high 16 million range. So again, perhaps not record levels, but in taking a historic view, a very, very good auto industry. I joked with Keith a little bit earlier. I said, if you're not having fun in the car business today, it's time to look for our other things to do. LA Auto Show, the Third Row RX, and we have more launches coming throughout the year. So how I would sum this up, if you want to look at where Toyota and Lexus are going in terms of future sales, I'd really categorize it under one word, and it's consistency. You know, we're going to be consistent as through the market is going to be contracting a little bit, but really nothing, and we're still at all-time high levels. Nothing really to be concerned about, but with all this new product entries coming, we think we're very well positioned to maintain our current rate of sales. So, as promised, we give you just a touch of news. As Andrew mentioned, we're going to be doing 2 press conferences at the Detroit Auto Show coming up next month. The first will be Lexus, and we did release this about 2 days ago, where for Lexus, we're going to introduce a concept. Today, we have a flagship coupe, the LC. You just saw outside our flagship sedan, the LS. And today we have a flagship SUV, which is the LX. LX does extremely well for us, but it's still a traditional SUV where it's built on a body-on-frame manufacturing process. So the concept that we're going to reveal, we call it the LF-1 Limitless. And what it is, it's an execution, a concept of what if Lexus had a flagship CUV. So that's one press conference. Then after that, we are going to do a second press conference, and this is going to be Toyota. And this will be the global debut of the all-new next generation Toyota Avalon that Mr. Stevenson has been so kind to build us a great car, and this will be the first time it will be ever shown publicly. We all know, hopefully you've had an opportunity to experience the 2018 Camry with its all-new design, but more importantly, all new technology and that new TNGA platform. It's a quantum leap in the drivability and the fun-to-drive aspects of the mid-size sedan, America's #1 selling car. This is our execution of an all-new platform, new technology, new design Avalon. So we're pleased to tell you that. For those of you that entered, we have your email. In a moment, you should be receiving an image and a press release. And as a small gift to you, we're going to hold that exclusively just for you that are in this room today. And we won't publicize this on Newsroom until later on this afternoon. So with that, I would once again thank you for your time.